And if she ever won, she would open the border immediately. The first day, Steve would agree with this, they'll open the border. They want open borders. I don't know why. Nobody knows why. Either they hate our country, or they maybe want to put them on the voting rolls. That's probably the reason. Or they're stupid, but they're not stupid, because you can't be so stupid when you do what they do in elections, right?
The Biden administration has been reversing the vast majority of the Trump administration's successful border enforcement policies. They are dismantling immigration enforcement. They are encouraging illegal immigration, encouraging it. And that's been happening for the last 2 years. It's beyond refute. That's what the evidence shows. That's what everybody can see.
Month after month after month, we have set records for migrants coming into the country. And frankly, I think it's intentional.
It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of.
Under President Trump, the border was secure. Under President Biden, there is no border. And Americans are paying the price.
We have to take over, we have to be tough, we have to be smart, we have to be fair. But if we don't do something immediately, our country is gone.
What is up, guys? TYSON DELACRUZ here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. President-elect number 47 said that he is preparing to declare a national emergency when he takes office, which will allow him and the administration to use military assets to conduct mass deportations.
On day one, I will seal the border and we'll begin the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country. And if other countries say they won't take them back, we're not going to take them back. I will say that, yeah, here they come. You're just going to hold on to your britches, because here they come. They're coming back.
Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. According to the incoming Border Czar, the one and only Tom Homan says that they will prioritize moving those with criminal convictions.
Back a little bit, you mentioned the resistance that some of these Democrat governors and leaders are having against what you and President-elect Trump are planning to do. How do you fight that? And how do you then kick these people out of the country?
Well, look, I wake up every day and the world's upside down in these sanctuary cities and these left-leaning politicians. They want, all of a sudden, my dad was a cop, my grandfather's a cop, I'm a cop, we're family cops. We're at a situation now where the cops, the ones who want to enforce the law, now we're the bad guys. But the ones who break the law, they're the victims. So if the mayors and governors want to step in the way, look, you can either help or get the hell out of the way, because we're going to do this job. The American people give President Trump a mandate. We're going to protect this country, and we're going to enforce the immigration laws. And look, I can't believe there's any mayor or governor who wants to push back on us. President Trump has made it clear. We want to concentrate. Our priority on this operation is public safety threats and national security threats. What elected official doesn't want public safety threats and national security threats taken out of his community?
You know what?
For God's sakes.
We, of course, are deeply concerned about, the President of the United States calling out military inside the United States, where people are peaceful, even if there may be people who are undocumented. But the idea of calling out, the Army into the domestic confines of the United States seems uncalled for and may in fact be unconstitutional and illegal.
He goes on to say priorities of the deportation operations are public safety threats and national security threats. How many of you guys agree with that? I agree with that 100%. The last time that I took a look at the data, over 700,000 illegal aliens in this country that have criminal convictions. And they're walking out on the streets. Trump previously declared a national emergency in February 2019, if you guys can remember this, that stated border security and humanitarian crisis at the time threatened core national security interests.
Donald Trump did it before. We were with him there. He did it before. He knows how to secure the border. He knows how to provide for the security of the American public, and we know he can do it again. So it's not a surprise that Americans feel more comfortable being protected by Donald Trump than any other Democrat. It's not a surprise.
He instructed the Secretary of Defense to move troops in ready reserve to active duty so they can assist with the southern border. Biden terminated the declaration the day that he took office.
Martha, I have been fairly outspoken in calling out President Biden's incompetence, and I stand by those comments. This administration's commitment to stupid is impressive. But you don't have to be an ethicist or a professor of moral philosophy to know that being incompetent, being a meathead is one thing. Telling a bald-faced lie is quite another. Now, last week, President Biden, who has dissolved the southern border, held a press conference with great fanfare. And he looked the American people in the eye and he said, "I have been born again. I am now serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke about securing the southern border. In fact, I'm going to issue an executive order that is going to limit the number of people that can come into our country each day through refugee status to 2,500 rather. All others will be turned back." Now, 2,500 is a lot, but it's better than 4,000 or 5,000 that we have had normally. But today, we find out that President Biden has issued a memo quietly to the California region saying that his executive order is only going to apply to 6 countries, just 6. In the Eastern Hemisphere. Right. There are over 100 countries in the Eastern Hemisphere.
Back in October 2018, Trump ordered 5,000 troops to the southern border to harden these points of entry. Most were unarmed. They did that with the coincide and help of logistic support of Border Patrol. And it doesn't appear that they've used that deportation operation since then. President Trump will marshal every federal and state power necessary to institute the largest deportation operation of illegal criminals, drug dealers, human traffickers in American history, while simultaneously lowering costs for families. This is the plan. Trump had stated earlier, he said he gets the authority from the 1798 Aliens Enemies Act, which, according to the Constitution Center, granted the president unilateral authority to deport non-citizens who were subjects of foreign enemies.
To expedite removal of the Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Can you imagine? Those were the old days when they had tough politicians. I have to go back that long. Think of that, 1798. Oh, it's a powerful act. You couldn't pass something like that today. Today we're politically correct. Today people kill and they end up getting out on bail in 2 minutes. No, this is a little different act. The Aliens Enemy Act, 1798, to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. 100%. And in honor of the great people of Aurora, Colorado, we will call this Operation Aurora, because they were the first to suffer with this group of thugs. And if they come back into our country after removal, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. No possibility. Not that we want to do it. But by the way, not that we want to do it. We all have big hearts, but you know, it's not sustainable. We're not going to have a country. It's not sustainable. You see what's going on with the cities? New York has a $3 billion bill. I always heard New York is low on funds. A $3 billion bill, and the federal government's not going to pick it up. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
The law has only been invoked 3 times in the country's history: the war in 1812, World War I, and World War II. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop your comments down below, smash the like button, share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.